And there's a nice pebble beach. There's even some sand if you get a little bit out. And don't worry, we're also going to explore the small street. But this is actually the original Carpe Diem bar. Yeah, there's so nice a terrace out here. We can sit. Well, time for another video. We are on Island Hvar, and of course on Island Hvar you have to shoot a video about Town Hvar. This is the city on the islands in Croatia which I've been visited the most. I've been coming here since 2007 quite regularly, and I wanted to basically show you some footage from the town, show the things, how I used to like to go around in the old town, experience everything. And we're gonna visit a few interesting spots like the fortresses which are around the town. We are probably also gonna go sailing a little bit and a few other things. So the whole idea is basically to give you a idea what you can experience if you choose to go here to Hvar town on holiday. So please follow me around and let's see what we discover today. Now we are at the Green Market. So if you need to buy some vegetables, you want to do some cooking, this is where you find it. And I don't know if you see the wall here. This is actually, I think there's two ramparts. I think they're called ramparts going down from the Spaniola fortress, and basically they would go down and protect around the city. And as you see, they're in great condition. Same thing when we went to St. Michael Fortress in Šibenik. Yeah, I was not aware of why they would do it like this, but morning. The area we're walking down now is the Piazza. This is the main square, and I think it's one of the biggest main squares in the historical towns in Croatia. And of course, as you saw on the footage behind, at the end of the square is the famous cathedral, and then basically it goes all the way down to the seaside. And here's one of my favorite restaurants. We might visit that one during the day. Let's see what happens. And I'm gonna try to, when we do in the video, I'm gonna try to, when we visit places, to add a map so you can see basically where the things are. But I think already now from the photo you get the general feel, holiday vibe. This is simply what you get here in Hvar. Tourist information, and that's the official one from the tourist board. And the theater is, I think, the oldest theater in Europe. I think, if I recall, it's from 1600 something, so the 17th century. And of course, in there, I think you have exhibitions. It more acts. I'm not sure that there's actually any show. I think more it acts like a museum now, in some kind. So you can definitely visit there. I'm not sure what the price is. It's many years since I've been there last, so you will have to check that out when you get here. And also maybe at the stair here, you can actually walk up, and there's a neat coffee bar up there, so you can sit and look over the piazza. Also a good tip. But let's go out this way, just to check out what we find out here, and then we're gonna return to the Riva and explore other parts of Hvar, so don't worry. The Sitting Fisherman, I think, something like that. I don't know where they put it up. So if you're staying close to Var town, you want to go swimming, now we're going up to the beach, which is the closest beach to the core, at the center of town. So as you see, you have some concrete here, or some tires where you can lie, but what we are going for is what you see down at the end. As you see, you know, everything is pedestrian area, kind of pedestrian walking path in town Var. So you know, don't get your hopes high. You can go around to everything with a taxi. You know, the only taxi you can take here is a taxi boat. Of course, if you leave town, go to Stargard and all places, there are real taxis or vehicles, cars, minivans. But in the town here, everything is by foot. And here's a nice pebble beach. There's even some sand if you get a little bit out. I've been swimming here many times because first times I got to Var, I used to stay in this area up here. Been coming to that restaurant up there many times, but it changed today. But and if you had too much food, too much on the beach, you need a little bit cultural, you know, input. There's a museum here, there's a monastery, so you can balance the day in that sense. And of course you have a few hotels here, which is, you know, as central as it gets in town. We're gonna see when we go on the other side of the town, there's also a lot of hotels, but here it's really a nice spot. I can't recall what that one is, the white one you see with the boxes there. I stayed there once, really great place. I mean, totally central. Oopsie doopsie. I think the guy who does the weather forecast, who sets the temperature, he's paid too much. He's definitely not paid based on results, you know, because he's totally off with the temperature today. It was supposed to be fresh, not too warm. That's not the case. I think this is basically where the locals have their boats, the smaller boats in this bay here. No, but basically maybe just stop here. So basically, I just wanted to show this area. We're just gonna go a little bit further, but once this bay finishes, you know, the road goes around. You can go left and right at the end, and you can basically follow it out here, and it goes a long way out on this, around this peninsula. You get on the backside. There's not really any beaches at the long part, but quite far out there's a beach. We're gonna try to visit that one, but we're gonna use the cheat code called the car because it's simply too long to walk for us. When we also have to walk in all the other places. That's what I meant. But this place used to be a good place, you know, for getting breakfast in this. In these small restaurants here.
talk with him.
Good. But this was basically it, I would say. There's not much more to see out here. The rest is basically apartment areas, hotels and stuff. So let's head back to the city. So now we are back at the seaside promenade, or the river in Var, and as you see, in the short time we was out showing you the beach and the other parts, you know, already one large catamaran or fast ferry arrived. And maybe if you can turn around here. So Garderfugl, I think this is one of the most famous restaurants. It probably is the most famous restaurant in Var. It's a fish restaurant mainly. And you can follow them if you follow them on, I think in Insta, they have a lot of videos. They show all the food they're doing here. But it's not, it's above my budget levels. I haven't eaten there. But look at all the people waiting for the catamaran. And of course, here we have another famous place, the Carpe Diem. This is not the beach bar which we visited, but this is actually the original Carpe Diem bar. Oops, and we have a and over we're also going to explore the small streets, which is the really neat part about Var, according to my personal opinion, is to walk around in small streets. So now we're gonna go on the west side of the town and see what is hidden out there. Of course, Piazza here, where we started today, is absolute center of town. And how they did this palace, it is a bit. I remember when I was back in the first years I came here when it was not renovated and this stuff, but they really made it nice. And of course, typical Var souvenirs, lavanda. Holiday. What else is there to say? No, I don't know if we should say, but basically, regarding the pricing on Var, of course it's more expensive than on the mainland. You're on the island, but I think at the end it comes down to, you know, what you decide to how expensive you decide to do it. You know, I'm not a long time ago I was 2 weeks on Var, with my wife. We stayed in a place not in Var town, a little bit outside, so we brought our car. That was kind of necessary because we needed to be able to go and shop and these kind of things. But I'm gonna list in the video a breakdown how much money we spent. I think it was more than reasonable for a 2-week holiday. But again, it's a matter of, you know, perspective for all people. And I think the walking path out this way is more than 3 kilometers. 2.5, 3 kilometers. So if you need your daily run, there's also an option to use, you know, simply follow this path. Hello, hello. Deck chairs, sunbeds, €10. And this house, it always fascinated me. Look, I mean, it's literally directly at the sea. Not sure if anybody's living there. Yeah, they are. Wow. I mean, today, with building permits, that would not be possible. I see everywhere people lying on the stone, just, you know, finding spots for a day on the beach. So now the beach area we are at now is called the Bonn Beach. And you see the whole bay is basically laid out for beach purposes. Maybe from here we see it good. So basically you see Pebble Beach, really nice Pebble Beach. Deck chairs, sunbeds on this beach, and, you know, variations of, you know, the options to lie down around the beach. Somewhere out there you have these small islands. I don't know, they are not so visible. I think it belongs probably to the hotel. You can rent one of these small islands or just go to the beach here. So I think this is, if you're close to the center of Var, this is the nearest, a little bit bigger beach area you can go to. And of course you have, if you continue out here around the bay, you have another bay with aqua park or another beaches. So basically more options, not only this one, but this is the, I think, the biggest one. And yeah, one of the most popular hotels in Var, the Amfora Hotel. You see they have a really nice pool area on this side, and in general the hotel looks great. And just on the other side of this bridge where we're walking, you have the beach. So this is basically as far to the west. I'm gonna take you out. As you see, the path continues. You can keep walking and, you know, check the other bays and all the stuff. I just wanted to give you a view on this Bonn Beach because I think it's a great one. Besides that, you know, now we're gonna head back to the old town. We still have to explore a lot of the small streets, and I think that's next on our plan before we run out of energy. So let's get back to the old town. Actually, we're gonna go up here. So now we are starting exploring small streets. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of stairs. So, but the good thing is you have a lot of shade here when you go around. So it's actually doable. And you find a lot of restaurants hidden up here in the old town, or where the small streets are. Now, we're a bit too early for this one to be open. When I was here a month ago, we were eating here, really good. And super nice, what do you call it, people or staff working there, really nice. And here in the evening, it's also a great place to go, like to sit here. They have food and all the stuff, and they have amazing cocktail, and very often they have live music. But my plan was to go up here, because this is one of my favorite spots. See, everybody's on the beach, that's why people are not sitting here. And lunchtime is over. This spot I just love. Part of Hotel Park, we can just sneak in. You have so nice a terrace out here. We can sit. So I mean, this is the hotel, but they really made it neat. So beautiful. And you can actually go and eat breakfast, €21 per person, even if you're not a guest. So, black pepper, creative local food. They also have a courtyard in there. Yeah. And I think no matter where you go up, you're going to run into a sign like this one, which leads you the way if you want to walk up to the fortress. And here you see, this is part of one of the ramparts coming down. Oopsie. Hey. Oye. Ay. Cutie, cutie. So, and this way to the fortress, yeah. So, yeah. Basically, this is the way to the fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, no, it is. You need to cross the street, but I'm talking to the microphone.
Oh,
So if you have anything to say, then So this is the way to the fortress. You walk up here, you cross the street, and then you have a walking path in the park up there, which takes you up to the fortress. It takes about 15-20 minutes from here. We're gonna do a cheat code. We will actually film from the fortress. We'll go there by car. But because we have done the tour several times, I already have footage from us walking up, so we might gonna blend in some of that so you kind of get a feel of the trip up there. But we walk too much, so we won't be able to handle the trip up there and back. So let's focus on exploring the old town. As you see, nice street going down. Oh, you double up. Beautiful. Ah, beautiful made. So the one we walk along now, it's not the only one. There's a little bit further down. There's another parallel street which has also a lot of restaurants. So we can maybe, no, I'm actually gonna see. And here you see the other rampant. We passed the gate before, and here's the other one. And just for orientation, we have the cathedral just in front of us, so we are basically at the complete back end of the main square. That's where we're walking now. As you see, super nice here. Very nice decorated. Fantastic restaurants there. We're gonna take this street.
Ja.
So I said, now you don't have any people sitting because it's simply the wrong time during the day, but you can kind of imagine how the atmosphere is gonna be here 8 o'clock in the evening, 9 o'clock in the evening when everybody's out eating. Just fantastic.
No, because Margaret keeps saying.
We have another one here. Let's go this one. Oh, we already ate, but thank you. So you see, so many places where you can sit, have a lunch, full of them. And which one is better? Really hard to say. It's impossible to try all of them. You know, first of all, you need time, and then you need a wallet of a certain size, and I have neither of both. Let's see here, in there. Wow. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. So that was basically the old town on this side of the main square. Let's see if we can find some interesting stuff on the other side. I wonder how many restaurants there is here in total. I wonder how many restaurants there is in total, you know. I mean, it must be 50s, 60s, more than that probably, yeah. So on this side you have more, a little bit less restaurants, more souvenir shops, these kind of things. I think, I wanted to show one thing. No, let's go this way. And a nice breeze here.
I like the red one.
Oh, they opened this one again. It was closed when I was here 3 weeks ago.
Just wandering this way. No, don't go in there. Just wandering this way.
So all the restaurants are having siesta. And of course, going up everywhere is possible. It's a relatively hard job doing it. So I took, when I used to have my company, I took 4 or 5 employees over here, and we basically were distributing information to all units, house units in VAR, and we were basically split in 3 teams, and basically, you know, everybody was dead in the evening because it's so much walking up and down. But fun and interesting to see, because when you start going up and this fast, you run into places you've never been before. Now it's the east coast we see in front of us. Basically down here a little bit to the right is where the ferries are. So we've basically been more or less everywhere, I would say. So let's return to the piazza and then so now we're gonna see if we can catch a boat. You know, it's fantastic weather today, so why not, you know, go out and have a little bit of fresh air. So we're on the boat now, and in 10 minutes it's going to take off. It's going to take us to optional 2 islands. The one was Jarolím, which has a nudist beach or a mixed beach, and the other one was Stipanska, where Carpe Diem is out there with the restaurants and stuff. So we're going to see what we decide during the trip here. And here in the morning hours, the boats leave every 20 minutes, so you can easily get back and forth. There's absolutely no problem. And the one-way trip is 10 euro per person. No, and that's just, you know, sick. I've been here so many times, and I've seen these boats, you know, walk past them countless times. And I never went to Pagleni because we always had something else to do. And we are sailing with Tony and Tonka.
Opet mora upaliti.
Jeste vi bataton? Jeste vi bataton?
Jesam.
Vidim da ime broda, tako da je ime.
Tonka je luka, ona mora imati.
It's a bit crowded.
I love traveling. Going anywhere near
I thought about it
Dobra.
Here we are passing the small island. Somebody told me it was once used as a prison. I'm not sure if that's true. But today it's definitely not a prison. But I can see you can go here with a boat, moor it over there, but probably there's some restriction on it. We made it to Yarolim. We decided not to get off here. We're going to continue to the next island and get out there. And then we'll have a walk over there, have a look. Hopefully we're going to have a swim over there. Yeah, so let's see. But the boat trip was excellent, really nice. So definitely something to do when you're here at Var, and I see also most of the other guests here, they're all going to the beach. Most of them seem to get it out here. Meillä mi samo treba malo vidi, malo plivanja i sat vremena da najbolje tamo, ja, i da nas. Ja, samo ja i on ima video, samo treba mala slika od toga, ja. So now we are on Carpe Diem Beach Bar. Okay. Cool guy. Yeah. Da. Oh, spara. Yeah.
Do you go to the other island?
Now we made it, we got out on this island in the Pagleni. Basically this is the island which has the beach bar of Carpe Diem, the famous bar from Var, which you probably heard about. They have this beach bar out here which apparently runs till No, and that apparently the skipper just told us that the taxi boat goes out to this island till midnight. So if you want to stay out here, that's possible, and probably also somebody sleep overnight over here. The other island we went to before, Jarolím, we're gonna see if we can get to that one a little bit later, just to film a little bit over there. But that one has boats running till 7 o'clock every day. So that's more, for a regular beach visit. But let's explore the island and see what we have here. I mean, 2 ATM machines, why would you. So you're gonna go on the swing here? Huh? Yeah, I think so. Of course, we need a photo of all that, I don't know how that works. You have to go in here or what? Never been here. Carpe Diem Beach. No idea. But apparently on there you need to register and all the stuff. You're not really interested in that. That's what's basically. So this is how it looks. Carpe Diem Beach Bar. A lot of people go out here to party.
But I don't think you need to pay. Every beach is a public beach.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of people who are not from here, they think that there's things like a private beach.
Yeah,
It's not a
that's
private
that's actually, I forgot to mention that there's the private beach. Such thing does not exist in Croatia. You can basically you're allowed to go to any beach. Nobody can restrict you from that. There might be somebody who would claim you with a private roads, where you can't maybe go a specific way, but you can always be on any beach. But a lot of rocks. I'm just gonna go over here just to see if I can see a little bit more of that bay. No, so it's just basically a bay here. Everything seems rocky all the way around. There's no nice little pebble beach. So not necessarily my favorite.
Any hour from here
Yes.
until 7 o'clock.
Yes,
Okay.
anyone boat.
Anyone boat, not only you. Okay.
So first visit to Carpe Diem Beach Bar. Well, personally, for me, not impressed. But I mean, lots of people go there, so probably, if you have the right age and things, it's a great place. But personally, some of the other beaches we've seen here, I found them much more interesting. But again, it's a matter of taste. I think the nicest part by this is the boat trip, just awesome. So, even if you didn't want to go to the beach, just do it for the boat trip. It's really a nice sailing trip. And I was actually confused. Well, I got it wrong. I thought when it said 10 euro, that was a one-way ticket, but actually the 10 euro is for going out and going back. So 10 euro for a nice sailing trip, I think even for that it's great. Så vi er back in Ratau. And Spaniola, or the Spanish fortress, is of course one of 2 fortresses protecting, overlooking Var town. This one has a history which dates back to the 11th century, and over the years it was upgraded, renewed. I think the construction what we see today, most of it was done in the last maybe 200 years ago or something like that. And the foundation for how the fortress look today was done in the period around the 1600s. So let's see. Hello, dobar dan. Sad vi?
Samo za tvrđavu?
Da.
Otkud dolazite?
A?
Otkud dolazite?
Ja, od Split, ja. Od Split.
Ali iz države?
A, ja sam Danac i on iz Hrvatska.
To vam za statistiku treba nekako.
Ja, statistika, ja.
Onda 2 Hrvata.
A kako imate nešto?
Za YouTube snimamo.
Za YouTube. Ja. Hvala vam puno, Bog. So we have green light for filming the fortress. I think we should go this way around. And this is basically from the old town. You have these you can scan. I think that's for an application. Let's go up here. Be here. Climbing on the wall, not allowed. But this is the highest point of the fortress, where you have the best views. Old Town Var, Port Var, Paklini Islands. You see everything very clear from here. Good position. Thinking, because Var was, during the Venetian times, relatively important city, military wise, and of course that's why you needed the fortresses to protect it. We're going to continue our trip around the fortress, see what other interesting parts we can find. I don't know how many cannons they had, but probably each hole would have had a cannon. The holes in the wall, so I mean they could shoot quite in some directions, When you had here bad guys alert in front of Paglenica, let's give them some rain. Probably that's how it worked. But it's nice to see that they really put it in good condition. They have definitely done since I was here the first time. I mean, I've been here several times, but see how they restored it and renovated it. Really nice to see. I think if it had bullets now, and you look out there, we would be one less catamaran. That seems like the direction he's shooting in. I wonder how far they could shoot these ones. I mean, it must have been somewhere out in the water, from here. Yeah. Perfect. Of course, with the fortress, it also happened that they had to detain bad guys. So they, of course, have a prison. So we're going to visit the prison. And I cannot recall I don't think it's here. No, it's not here. It's not here. And you need to mind your head, because apparently it was only small prisoners they had. Or they wanted them to knock the head before they took them down, and the stair here is really narrow. No, not narrow. What do you call it? The steps are only 10-15 centimeters. You see here, not a nice equipment if you're a bad guy. So fortunately they have four prison cells. 5. Yeah, 5 cells in total. So 5 bad guys, if each of them had a solitary cell. And they had a bit of a view. They have a great view. So you mean actually that? Yeah, fantastic. That's actually fantastic.
Yeah.
So
the best view from the city.
So they actually wanted to, even though bad guys, to give them a little bit pleasure, you know, even though they were sitting down here in solitary. So interesting. But I think not something I would like to try. And now the head again. Definitely only for small people. Oh, too many coming up and down. Thank you very much. So that's more or less it. Forza Española. Now we have an idea how it looks like. So for 10 euro, I think it's worth a visit. Also for supporting the maintenance of a nice place like this. I have some questions for the lady. One question. Is there any concerts here?
Concert?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one, I think,
2
2 days ago.
days ago?
Yes.
Is there a program? Is it on the website of Turische Science? Where can you see it?
You can find the program on the website Quad 1612.
Uh-huh.
We had like $20, but I think it ran out.
Okay, ran out of it. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Ah, there's actually here. Maybe that's it. Oh, no, that's generally what's happening in Var in different places. Yeah, because you see, this is it's Var Theater, the Church of St. John, so it's not only here. So it's basically in different.
1662.com
Yeah,
or something.
something like that. Yeah, we need to check that out. So we are basically going to take our car and continue exploring Var. So let's see where we end up next. Next destination is the second fortress overlooking Var town, the Napoleon Fortress, and now we're driving up to that one. That one is a little bit harder to reach. You can't walk there, so you need either to join a tour, have a vehicle at your disposal of some form so you can get up there. I know there's lots of quad tours, there's lots of quad buggy tours which would take you to the fortress. So we have to go up the road here to the right, almost to the far, and somebody decided to walk up here, so you can also walk up here. Proof. So, from Spaniola you have a great view on Var town, but from off here you see all the Pagleni Islands, you see Island Vis out there, you know, of course you see Var town, you see the Spaniola fortress from the backside, so the view is just fantastic from up here. And why the name Napoleon? Yeah, actually Napoleon, the French were actually, Napoleon actually conquered the area here in a short period, and I'm pretty sure the name is connected to that. I'm not sure if he actually was the one who commissioned the building or how that's connected, but definitely it has something to do with Napoleon being the ruler in this area for a shorter period. See a little bit from this side, from the fortress. I mean, it was way smaller fortress than Spaniola. Probably just to get, you know, top-notch view of the area conquered. I don't think from military position with cannons or anything it would have any meaning from up here. And of course also when you go on the backside you have view on Island Brage, and if you go over here I think we see Scholta also. Yes. And here you see this is from the observatory. They have actually two places here. I totally forgot about that, but now I remembered when I saw it. Not sure if you can arrange that you can come up and look at the stars. No, but it makes sense, you know, when there's this high up, because Spaniola basically you couldn't see to this side of the island. So by getting to this elevation, you can look from the naval point of view. You have, you know, super view over this part of the island. Nobody could really surprise you. So we are back on the main square, Piazza, and here we're going to conclude the video. I hope I managed to give you an impression of Var town, you know, the feel, the vibe of it. When we went around along the seaside promenade, we saw some of the old streets, we visited the fortress, we went to some of the beaches, so I tried basically to cover most of it to give you an impression of how this town actually is. Hope you liked it. If so, please give the video a like. Also, please subscribe to our channel to get more videos from Croatia. We are covering basically most of all the interesting tourist spots. For Var, for instance, we have playlists with videos from all over the island, so please check it out. Till the next one, thank you very much.